What's up, guys? Today we're going to be working on some distribution and some diving. First, just getting a quick warm up with our feet, getting some two-touch passing in, one-touch passing with some movements, and then progressing into a diving progression that just gets them hitting the floor quickly. From there, we'll be using a pole. They're going to be diving under that pole, working on some of that footwork and using their front foot to push off into their dive instead of their back foot, getting a lot of power from that front foot, which is really important in shooting out low in dives, as well as getting some explosive power into some of those upper 90 saves. And then from there, we're going to be kind of combining the two, getting some shot stopping mixed with some distribution, working on some clipped balls to an outside back or a winger, and then getting reset back in the goal for a shot as if the ball moved around, and then a shot came from the top of the 18. So you'll see all of these in this session today. Thank you. Have a good one. Let's go. For our first exercise today, we're just working on some warm-up of passing. So she's gonna be taking two-touch passes, passing it through those gates, and then moving around that back pole, getting into a good position to receive the next ball. You've got a passer on each side as if they're a center back or an outside back, and then she's having to switch the point of attack quickly as if she's under pressure, just working on some of those touches. Next exercise for warm-ups, just getting into some diving. This is called a diving ladder, and so she's going to be working her way up and back on the ladder. Every time she gets back to the beginning, she's going to get set for a shot after each time working her way up. So she'll go into that first space, second space, third, fourth, and get 4 saves in a row. And then the next keeper would go, and then I usually will switch sides so that they get reps on each side. This is a great way to just work on some diving, get some footwork in there as well. Make sure they're setting low and exploding through that front foot. Our next exercise, we're going to be using some of these poles. So there's a shooter just outside of the 6, the corner of the 6 over there. She should be hitting it just into the keeper's body. And so that keeper can retreat a little bit and then get a good couple of steps in and then a good power step right underneath those poles. This keeper, you want her feet to go right under the poles, her power step. So it shouldn't go past it. Her step was close there, but she dove backwards. And you don't want her step to be too early either so that it doesn't let her get to the other side of the goal. So this just works on some of that timing, some of those pre-movement steps, as she's going into that save. It also helps with keepers getting lower in their set stance and then actually pushing off their front foot versus their back foot. Sometimes I've had keepers who struggle pushing off of their front foot. They tend to favor a side. Maybe they're dominant on their right side, and so they'll push off of their right leg even as they dive to their left. And this kind of helps coax them out of that habit because they have to push off of their left leg in order to make the save properly. If you find that while you're doing this, your keeper starts to get frustrated, just go ahead and take a breather, maybe break down some of their movements. If you do have a camera on them, sometimes I've found it helpful to show them themselves during the training session briefly, and that helps them fix what they're needing to work on. Our last exercise for this session is just working on some of those clipped balls. So I've put a couple poles out there. They need to clip it over top of those poles to the other keeper as if she's an outside back. She'll then get a pass back. She will pass it to the coach. The coach will take a touch just around that pole. If you've got a dummy or something, that also works just to have a little bit of a blind spot. And then the coach will shoot the ball. So clip ball there, just roll it back out to that outside back. We'll get a pass in, two-touch pass, and then resetting, working on some of that positioning as well and getting set before a shot. With this shot piece, I always tell my keepers it is more important to be set than it is to be in the right position, but if you can do both, that is best. So yeah, if they have to sacrifice one versus the other, tell them to sacrifice their positioning over sacrificing their set stance. If you guys liked what you saw in this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like it. Drop a comment if you have more keeper ideas for training sessions or just advice on keepers. Go ahead and put those in the comments as well. I'm always looking for more sessions and training ideas myself, but I also want to offer what I have been doing, what's been successful for me, out to all of the new keeper coaches or coaches who have been doing this for a while and are just looking for some new drills. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer anything that I can and be of more help. Until next time, I'll see you later. This has been the Keeper Corner.